Let's go. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another Debated Fans, and we got Raider Ambassador back with another Raiders reaction video. Raiders and Falcons. So, question for you, Senor. What happened? More specifically, who is to blame for the Raiders' self-destruction? Because it was bloody.
It was a terrible loss, man. It was a terrible loss. It just started off bad. That turnovers killed us. We were just not running the right plays. I felt like we just had to rush the ball more, in my opinion. I'm like, when Josh Jacobs, one of the best players in the game, has less than 10 carries. I'm like, and we're a team that is more known to carry the ball. That's where we dominate the field. I understand that there was a lot of stops and it was a little difficult to initiate the run, but that's never stopped us before.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we should have just kept going for the runs. It just felt like we were just trying to focus on the weaker secondary. We try to beat other teams when we're not another team. You know how every team was really good against Atlanta in the past game?
Yeah.
But I'm like, we've been shown game in and out that we're more of a rushing team.
Yep.
But when you try to change the game up like that.
At one point, I saw like you guys had a total of like less than 10 rushing attempts. I think Jacobs had 7, like everyone else had 1. So,
I think that's what we had. We had 10 rushing attempts all game. It's not just, but that was like towards the
fourth quarter, like everyone's already
once the game was, everybody quit. I'm like, everybody was over. It's all right, cool. Let's start running the ball more with Booker, but it was way too late.
Sounds like Bruce, John Gruden tried to take a page from Bruce Arians when Bruce Arians only tried to run the ball 5 times and try to make Tom Brady throw every single play in the air.
Exactly, and it was just embarrassing. It was terrible because I'm like, and if we do try to run, I'm like, we should be able to protect our quarterback a lot better than what we did out there, man. Because
Brown was getting beaten, honestly.
Yeah, the outside, I'm like, he goes untouched, and then Derek Carr fumbles. The second time he fumbled, that wasn't Derek Carr's fault. Derek Carr was gonna let the go ball right away, but the defensive end he just ran to the quarterback untouched. I'm like, what do you expect at that point?
Well, you see, it was the player's fault or it was the coach's fault?
I would say it was everybody had like a little blame to it. You just can't blame a single player. I'm like, yeah, that was one play. Okay, one play. But at the same time, I feel like the coaches, they should have been able to, after there's 2 fumbles from Carr, I feel like they should start running the ball more.
When Carr got the strip sack in the beginning of that game, I had a bad feeling. And going into the half, I'm like,
the first strip sack, I'm like, okay,
yeah, it's the first game. It's the first. Like you don't lose at the beginning of the game. You lose
but the second time, I was like, that shouldn't have happened. I was like, that was a player. And then and then I think the third time he got stripped, he tried to avoid it. He stepped forward and then he hit his own player and then he dropped the ball. I was like, come on, Carr, you just gotta. That time nobody even touched your throwing arm. You got hit by your guard or your tackle on the left side and you let go of the ball on the right side. I'm like, it was just I don't know, Carr. He was throwing some good passes. They weren't getting caught, but at the same time, it was just a terrible game.
Yeah. Well,
in general.
Well, let's see. A Raider Nation, smash that thumbs up button if you guys think you're gonna bounce a rebound against the Jets.
I feel like we are.
Yeah, I think you should just give good vibes for next week.
Because I'm like, even our defensive. I'm like, we were playing good defensively. We were stopping Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
But then all those PIs, all those terrible calls, roughing the passer.
A follow-up question.
Man.
I know. I'm just gonna cut it because I know you're hurting.
Yeah, it was terrible, man. It was just, we were off in both ends.
I think
we lost to the Falcons, man.
That's the question. Did you guys underestimate the Falcons? I think you slightly did.
No, I don't even think it's underestimated. I feel like.
Were you guys not well prepared then?
I think it was just
or just an anomaly. Off week.
It was an anomaly. It was an off week. It's just the defense. They just kept giving. We were stopping Matt Ryan. We were stopping him.
You were stopping him.
It's just that running into the kicker, and then that was 15 yards, and then they scored a touchdown. The other one is roughing the passer. We basically made costly mistakes when they were gonna punt the ball.
I think,
because of our costly mistakes, that ended up being touchdowns.
I think it was just like sloppiness, or
it was sloppiness,
or just another word like being. I'm trying to think.
It was just the lack of discipline.
There we go.
the lack of discipline, and I felt
like there was one play,
that was in our team.
there was one play where like Matt Ryan threw the ball, and I don't know who defensive lineman. Matt Ryan already threw it, and then this defensive lineman
Or
just
rushing the passer, and then after that was
at that point I'm like, come on, man.
That was a dead drive.
Yeah,
that was a dead drive at that point. But yeah, it was just a little bit lack of discipline. Once the Raiders go back and they watch the tape, they be like, this isn't us, and then we're gonna come back. But I think this is the wake up call that they needed to be able to win the rest of the games. Because I honestly don't want it to happen what happened last season, where we were up and we were in wild card position. Because right now we're still in the hunt. Mm-hmm. We're still in the hunt. But I'm like, if we keep playing like we did this game, I don't know.
Well, Raider Nation, give love to each other. Don't hate each other. This is gonna be a bounce back. I hope.
Yeah, there's gonna be a bounce back.
I mean, you guys got a bye week next week, even though you're playing the Jets. You got a bye week next week.
No, we can't go in thinking it's a bye week. We're gonna go in. We're gonna watch the tape, and we're just gonna play hard.
I'm gonna call it right now. You guys are gonna demolish the Jets.
I hope so.
Because John Gruden is probably pissed the hell out right now.
I feel like we just gotta get momentum back up once we play the Colts. Because I'm like, the Colts, that's a decision making game. Whether we make it to the playoffs.
It's not next week. I think
it's not week. It's like in I think 2 or 3 weeks when we play the Colts. I'm like that's the
and the Colts are in the hunt too, man. They're in because they
Colts, I feel like the Colts. I don't know. I feel like the Colts. We're a way better team than the Colts.
And then Derrick Henry comes in and just runs everyone over.
Exactly.
So
Derrick Henry, Tennessee. They're gonna start leading the division, and we're gonna be fighting against what? The Browns, the Miami, and the Colts.
There's none.
It's
only
those
the Jets.
4 teams.
It's only the Jets that are like still a little on the bottom, but everyone else are like they're fighting, they're crawling.
Yeah, because I'm like the Browns, Miami, they've been stepping up. So I feel like we gotta take out the Colts too, just make it a lot easier on us. But yeah,
I can't even bash on him because my team even lost by a fucking field goal. So I'm also depressed with you, not to your extent.
It is what it is, man.
Why? Anyway, guys. We'll see you in the next one. Smash that thumbs up, blah, 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 blah. Smash up that thumbs up button if you like what you saw. And if you'd like to see 2 idiots just talk about football, subscribe. Peace.